Right, good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. Today, as you can probably see, I've got the Mondeo wheels finally, about time, in the boot of the Astra, and I'm about to head off to take them to a local place in Norwich to get them refurbished. Now, I uploaded a video about a week and a bit ago now saying that I'm refurbishing the alloys for the Mondeo, and I decided to get them properly refurbed, powder coated, sandblasted, all that, at an actual place. I'm not going to paint these myself, these are going to get done at a professional place and they'll be professionally powder coated and sandblasted, and they should come back looking pretty much perfect. The reason I decided to do that was just because these are too far gone for me to do at home. They need way too much work, and it's just easier to get these done professionally, and it means I haven't got to put lots and lots of man hours into getting them done. So I just wanted to quickly show you what they look like before they get done. I know you've seen them before, but here's just a couple of shots of what they look like. This is some of the peelage of the wheel. You can see the paint has completely peeled off. They look really rough. There you go. Some of the corrosion there. More paint peel. Right, so that's a quick little before I take them to the place. Hopefully the next time you see these things, they will be silver and they will be powder coated and they will look beautiful, all ready to go back on the car. And then I just need to get the tyres mounted again. I got the tyres taken off at my local Swift Fit because I didn't realise that the place that's going to powder coat them actually has a tyre machine, so that's my bad, because I need to buy 2 new ones anyway. So there you go, Mondeo wheels in the boot of the Astra, ready to go to the powder coaters. Hopefully these things are going to look amazing when I get them back. Right, so the tyres are in the back of the Mini. It's been a few days since I dropped off the wheels at BA Wheels, and I'm taking the tyres down. I bought 2 new ones because the 2 that were taken off previously were pretty much trash, and these are the 2 which I had on pretty much 2 months ago. So these ones are essentially brand new, these 2, but I thought I'd get 2 more new ones as well, just so that all the tyres when they get back on are pretty much brand new. Right, so I just had the call from BA Wheels to say that the Mondeo wheels are finished, the tyres are on, they are ready to pick up. So I'm going to head down there now, I'm going to go and pick them up, and I'm going to show you them when I get home. I'm very excited to see what these look like with the tyres on. I've already had a little sneak peek of what they look like without tyres on, but they're going to look amazing. I can't wait for you guys to see them. They're so good. You see it?
Yeah.
Right, I'm now home. You want to see the wheels? Help to unlock the car. This is the big reveal, you ready? Oh, check them out. They look amazing. A little bit grubby from dirty hands, but check that out. Look at the shine on them. I can't remember what colour these have been finished in, some sort of silver, but I think this is close to factory silver as you'll probably get. Look at them. It's like night and day. I had the tyres put on, obviously I took the new tyres down there earlier as you saw, but they look so good. I got the centre caps as well. They attempted to paint them, but they were already a little bit bigger, but there you go, that's what they look like. They're not bad, they'll do for now, but I'll probably look to get some new ones at some point. Check that out, look, how good's that going to look? I can't wait to get these on the car. And there's the other two. You can see that these have still got imperfections in them, these caps. This one's got a tiny little bit just there. This one's got a couple of little niggles, but they'll do for now. And like I said, I'll source some new ones at a later date. They did a pretty good job considering. I think before I put these nice shiny wheels back on the Mondeo, I need to do something about these awful looking calipers. So let's deal with them first. Now, here in front of me, as you can see, I've got all the equipment laid out that I think I'm going to need. I've got all my cleaning equipment, so wire brushes, sandpaper, and my brake cleaner. And they also have the paint here in this thing. Now, I've used the E-Tech caliper paint on all the cars that I've ever painted calipers on. My old Astra that I had, the Astra that I currently got, and I think I did the Corsa ones as well. I used E-Tech paint in all of them because the paint seems to work really well. It doesn't chip off or anything like that in my experience. So I'm going to go ahead and use that again today. Now, when we talk colours, I originally planned to try and get them as close to the colour of the car as I could in that sort of dark ink blue. However, I looked online and I couldn't seem to find a paint that was anywhere near it. I bought myself some blue caliper paint. This is the E-Tech stuff as well, and it came in a box just like this. And on the box, I don't know if I can show you the colour, but the colour on top, this is the colour it's supposed to be. I thought it was fairly similar to the colour of my car. I knew it wasn't like a perfect match, but it looked fairly similar. And so I bought blue, and that is what is in this tin right here. However, I tried it on the car. I just did like a little tester piece on one of the rear calipers. Not impressed. The colour was way different to what the box looked like, and as soon as I opened the tin, I knew that I was not in for a good ride. You can kind of see it a little bit right there, but I'll show you it on the car in a second. I wasn't happy. The contrast between the lighter blue and the dark blue of the actual car didn't look good. So what I've decided to do instead is actually go with red paint for the calipers, front and rear. The front ones have already been painted in red once upon a time, but that's all sort of flaked off and stuff, so I'll be going over that, and then the rear ones will be going red as well. That is what is in this container right here. This has got, I'll open it up in a sec, but it's got the tin of paint, so another one of these. It comes with this tin of brake and clutch cleaner, which is good for cleaning off the calipers before you paint, and there's also a paintbrush in here as well. Quick, just get this open for you so you can see how it comes. I got this on eBay and it's around £15 I think for the lot. So there's the brake cleaner. I'm just going to tip it out. There's the tin of red caliper paint, and then they also give you a little small paintbrush as well to do it with, so I've got a couple of them now. That should be all we need to get these painted, as well as a wire brushes, sandpaper just to sand down any rough edges. I've got my wire discs as well for the drill if I need them. If there's anything that I can't get off with these, I'll get the drill out and put that to it as well. So, without further ado, let's go out to the car, let's get the calipers all cleaned up. I'm going to give them a wire wheel first, get off as much loose metal or rust or brake dust as I can, and then we'll clean them up and we'll get to painting. So this right here is the state of the front brakes at the minute. The discs have gone all rusty because it's just been sat here and it's been raining on it, but that'll come off once I do a little bit of braking. But this is how the front calipers look. I think I've said it before, but these calipers are actually off a Focus ST225. Like I said, they've been painted before. You can see the red paint, the remnants of the red paint on them. They need to sand down, some of it's flaking off. I want to get as much of the flaky stuff off if I can so that my new paint job doesn't flake. Give it some sandpaper and get it looking good, give it a clean down, and then these should be good with a couple more coats of red. I'll probably do 2 coats on the front, 2 coats on the back, and hopefully that'll be enough to cover it. Moving on to the rear, this is how the rears look. A lot smaller of a caliper, and these ones have never been painted, so these ones are just in the metal finish. These ones look like they're probably only going to need a bit of a wire wheel. No sanding probably necessary on these, just give them a wire wheel, get rid of any loose rust and loose dirt, and then these will be ready to paint as well. 2 coats of red on these and they should look a lot smarter than that. Now around the other side, this is where I actually did my test for the blue paint. You can see I only did 1 coat just to sort of see how it would look, and the blue is not a good look. If you contrast it to the, ignore that, everyone keeps commenting on that rust, I will sort that at some point, but if you can contrast that to the blue of the body, I don't think it's a good look. I think red's going to look a lot smarter, and it'll match in because I've got like red lights and a few other red accents on the car as well, so I think red calipers will look a lot better. There's that one. I'll just show you the 4th one just because. There you go, so that's a before. let's get some cleaning on the go, and we'll get these things painted up. Right, so just after a couple of minutes of sandpapering, wire brushing and cleaning up, this is currently how the rear ones look. It looks so much better. All got all the flaky rust off. That blue, which was right here, that little tester pieces are pretty much all gone now. And that's now how the caliper looks. I've got it as smooth as I possibly can, really. I'm not going to go any further than that. I've got all the flaky stuff off, so the new paint won't flake off. There was a big chunk in here, like where the disc was, so I had to hammer that out. I used like a hammer and chisel to hammer that out. It was a big old piece of metal. It's right there, look. Big old flake. So, I'll give you an idea. Let's just look at that one. See how that looks. I'll show you the other one quickly. This is what it looked like before. Not wildly different, but you can see look a lot better. They're in really good condition already, these. Anyway, they don't even look that old. I'm not looking for crazy results here, but I'm going to do the same to this one, give it a quick clean off, wire brush and stuff, and then I'll get the rear ones painted first, I think. Right, there we go. Lots of dust later, lots of dust all over the lens. It goes without saying as well, I shouldn't have to say this, but I am using a respirator as well and eye protection, because you could probably see how much dust was coming off that caliper when I was cleaning it. That is corrosion, brake dust and rust and all sorts of horrible stuff that you really don't want to be breathing in. So make sure you at least get yourself like a dust mask or something like that. One of these is even better, because then you're not breathing in all the stuff that's coming off there, especially if it's brake dust, because that stuff is not good for you whatsoever. So with that cleaned, this is the passenger side one. Looks really good. Like I said, the caliper actually looks quite new. It's quite silver and quite shiny still, so that looks fairly new. All cleaned up quite nicely, and getting all the flaky stuff is off this side, which is what I wanted. Quite happy with them, to be honest. I've given them a clean brake clean, so there's no more dirt or grease on them. So it's time to give these things their first coat of red paint. Oh. I am a big fan of this red colour. It's really vibrant and really bright. You can probably see it in the camera. It's a really nice colour. I'm going to give this a quick stir, find something to stir it with, and then we'll get applying this to the car. Look at that. I will just quickly show you the blue as well while it's in the tin, just so you can see the difference between the colours. Let me know what you would have chosen if you were doing this yourself. Yeah, that was the choice of colours. That's the blue right there, and that's the red. I think the red pops way more. I think it'll pop a lot more with my silver wheels on the car as well, and with the dark blue car itself. I think the red's going to look a lot better, but I've got a tin of blue here if anyone wants it. Yeah, I'm really cheap, don't need it. Or if you just want to pay for postage, I'll send it to you, because I'm probably not ever going to use it. So this paint is quite thick, so I'm going to do like a couple of thinnish layers. I don't want to lay it up too thick because then it'll start to run, but it should stick quite nicely to these freshly clean calipers. I'm also, you might notice, I'm not actually masking anything of this up. I'm not going to mask the pad up, I'm not going to mask anything up. I'm just going to be extra careful not to get it anywhere other than the caliper. I've got a small enough brush where I should be fairly capable of not making a mess. Right, so this is us after one coat, done both sides, and this is how we currently look. I've tried to be as neat as possible, but it's not easy when you've got lots of things trying not to get paint on. I know someone will say down in the comments, why didn't you just strip the calipers down, take them into the shed and paint them whilst they're off the car? Or even better, maybe get them powder coated, because I'm getting the wheels powder coated, so why not get the calipers done? I'm not really that bothered about it. You don't really see them particularly. I just wanted them to look a little bit fresher behind the new wheels, and this is the easiest and the quickest way of doing it, without having to take anything apart or disturbing the brakes or anything like that. This is the quickest way of doing it, so that's how I'm doing it. I've got like a thinner brush here just to get into the really hard to reach places. I feel like Bob Ross. Alright, skipping ahead to 2 coats. This is what 2 coats looks like. Coverage is pretty good with this stuff, to be honest with you. This was, bear in mind, this was bare metal, and 2 coats has pretty much covered it. There's a couple of places where I'm just going to touch up with another few hits, but for the most part that is this caliper done. I've done the other side as well. I've done 2 coats on both sides on the rear. I think it looks pretty good. I got a little bit on the bleed nipple and a little bit on the rubber up here, but it's not the end of the world. You won't see most of this once the wheel's on anyway. It's just a shot of what it looks like sort of from a little bit further away, so you can see the red light there, the red caliper. I think that looks so much better. Right, time to crack on with the front ones now. Right, so this is how the calipers are now looking. You see I've done a bunch of prep on these. You can see a lot more of the metal than you could before. Done wire wheeling. I've used a screwdriver to scrape off all the loose bits, and also I've sanded it with my little Black & Decker mouse sander. This is like a lifesaver, especially for these calipers. They're so big. Doing this by hand would have taken me hours, so that saved me a lot of time. I do love my little Black & Decker there. But now that these are done, I'm not going to bore you with the paint process. I'm literally just going to give these 2 coats like I did on the rear. You've seen that done, you don't need to see it again. So I'll bring you back in once these have had 2 coats on them. Right, these calipers have had 2 coats now, as you can see. They're looking a lot fresher. Nice and shiny and red. I'm really happy with how they come out, to be honest with you. They look really good. I've obviously done the other side as well, so they both now look like this. I'm well happy with them. They look so much better. So whilst I'm just waiting for those calipers to dry, I just want to show you the wheels in a little bit more detail, because I don't think I really showed you when I picked them up very closely. So I pulled one out, got it in the sunlight here. Just want to show you the finish of this powder coating on this wheel. Ignore any little bugs or dirt marks on it. That's because I've been handling them. But just check that out. Hopefully the camera will pick up all the metallic flake in there. I can't remember what colour they said this was, but I did choose it. You can see the shine on it, the gloss and the metallic, and they also did obviously the inside of the drum. You can see how good that looks as well. They've done a ridiculous job on these. They obviously rebalanced them as well, so new weights to match in, tyres on. They're going to look so good on the car. I can't wait to put these on. I'm going to wait about an hour and then we can stick these on the car finally. I've just had a thought that I'm actually going to put the rear ones on now. I painted the rear calipers yesterday, so they'll be dry by now, so I can at least get 2 wheels on and then get an idea as to how they're going to look. Just wanted to add, I did order some locking wheel nuts as well for these, because they're freshly painted and someone might fancy them, so I've got some locking wheel nuts to go on these as well, just for a bit of extra safety. Right, I've got the rear wheels on and they're back down on the floor. That's sort of a quick little peek of what it's going to look like. I was going to wait to do the fronts until these brakes were completely dry, but they are sort of touch dry, so I'm just going to be really careful, and I'm eager to get the front ones on now. I don't want to wait any longer. It's exciting. They look so good. Right, it's time for the finishing touch, the centre caps. Check it out. What do you reckon? Red calipers, fresh powder coated wheels. I think that looks amazing. Right, I've got both wheels on. Centre caps are also on now. I've literally just been standing here for the past 10 minutes. In awe at how good the car now looks. It is like a world apart from those horrible, disgusting black wheels that I had on here previously. These just look so good. Just check out the front angle as well, look how good that looks with the red calipers as well. Oh, I'm over the moon, honestly. The car needs a wash big time. You can see the dirt on there from the rain. It's been sitting here for so long. Just looks so good. I'm so happy. The outcome is amazing, way better than I could have ever imagined. It just transforms the car. It looks like a different car now. It's crazy. Very happy indeed. Considering I haven't cleaned this car for a while, it's beaded ever so well. You can see it on the roof, all the water's sort of collecting together. I think that this shampoo that I use, this is the Pro Clean stuff that I've showed you previously. This one right here. It must have some sort of wax in it, because every time I use it, the water just seems to bead off whenever I like rinse it off. I'll show you what I mean. I'm trying not to be too aggressive in the wheel area because I don't want the calipers, although these ones are pretty much dry. The front one's only painted today, so try not to go too crazy on them. They are dry, sort of to the touch, so they should be alright. But I'm just being a bit careful. Already looks a lot better though, doesn't she? The ink blue's starting to come through. I know they're just standard Mondeo wheels, but they just look so nice. And they're beading, look. Oh. Right, that is going to do me for today. That is the end of the Mondeo ST alloy wheel video. As you can see, parked up here, it looks absolutely stunning. Thank you BA Wheels. If you ever see this video, anyone that works at BA Wheels in Norwich, you've done a killer job. The car looks amazing, the wheels look amazing, and I can't believe how good they've come out. So I appreciate you guys a heck of a lot. Now, if you need any wheels done and you're in Norwich or the surrounding areas, make sure you travel there. BA Wheels in Norwich. You can find all the details on Google and stuff. I paid for the full works, but I just appreciate their work and I'm chuffed with how they came out. So I would highly recommend them to any of you if you were looking to get your wheels done as well. So just one final look before we end this video. I did give her a quick clean earlier, as you saw. I gave her a snow foam and stuff, so she's reasonably clean. I didn't polish it or anything like that, but I'm just falling in love with it all over again. The wheels have just completely transformed the car for me, honestly. The contrast between the silver, the red calipers, and then the ink blue paint is just like, honestly, I love it. I actually love it. I don't really have a lot more else to say. I'll let the car wheels speak for themselves. Let me know what you think of the silver. I really like the silver. Compared to the black, I think the silver is a much better look. If you agree, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for future content. Lots more content coming on this Mondeo as well, so don't worry about that. I will see you guys in the next one.